So it usually takes people like a few minutes or whatever to get in here. There we go. I should do some music. Well, can you log in so I can, well, I guess say something and then I'll mod you. Notification usually takes a little bit for people to get it, but what's up, Frank Nitty? What's going on? Hello. Hello, all. There's not very many alls in here right now, but not very many alls in here just yet. All right. Let me get on this. How's it going? Up in here, up in here.
You do everything
Oops,
you can.
my bad. All right. Hopefully, I think, okay, so my mic is working. It should be working right. Hey, Big Rob, what's going on? All right. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. I'm waiting for like a few more people to get in. What's the topic for today? Today I have a special guest. I have a co-host today, so it's all things nerd, all things everything, a little bit of everything today. Especially going to talk about Black Panther. She's someone I want to talk to Black Panther about. So yeah. Not in my room, all virtual. All virtual, not actually in my space. The only person I have in my space is Lolly, my dog. And y'all know Lolly. She's laying down here. So that's the only person actually, well, I guess she's not a person, but that's the only other living creature in the room with me is Lolly. Specifically. So I will, okay, grab your cup of noodles. Grab your cup of noodles, waiting for a few more people to come in, and we're going to get this started. Ah, thanks, Big Rob. It's good to see you. Good to have you. Good to have you back. I'm sipping on my cocktail. Like I can see her, you can't see her. I'll give you enough warning when I'm going live with you. All right. But yeah, but I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's staying safe and all of that. New York is New York. It's been beautiful here. Some roses. I'll take some roses. I will take some roses. I've been playing tennis. I've been playing tennis, which is like a new old thing for me. So so yeah, that's been interesting. But I'm getting my fitness on. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else is coming in, but we're gonna go ahead, I think, and start. I'll give you like 2 seconds. Are you ready? All right. All right, y'all. So I'm not sure who's in here right now, but I have a very special guest, and I asked her last minute about doing this, just in light of recent events. She made this badass shirt that I'm wearing today. And what's up, Justin D in the building? Not Nintendo tennis, real tennis. But yeah, so I asked her last minute to do this just because of what's going on. I've been wanting to have her back for a long time now. I recently did her podcast. She has a podcast herself, and she'll tell us about that. But I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to introduce. Well, you may know her as Laptop Shouty if you remember back in the day on Playroom, and I would have her on my iPad or my laptop, like sitting up or whatever. Then she was Madam G. She is now Q. So she's had more names than Prince. But let me welcome Q. Let me welcome Q to the show. What's up,
Hey
my
y'all.
blue
Hey.
sister?
Oh my God. That's too funny. I thought about that the other day. A lot of people still ask me, are you still going by Madam G? I was like, nah, I'm just going by my regular nickname,
I
Q.
like Q. I like Q. It makes me think of James Bond.
That's what somebody else says. Like, you should have always gone with that. Like, who else? But a couple of people, I guess, guys named Q go by Q. But I was like, yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. Q is cute. You cute. What's going on? Oh wait, I don't even have my sounds. I don't have my sounds. Hold on. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. Go ahead. I don't have my applause right now, but it's all good.
Oh, okay. Well, I do it.
It'll be actual applause for right now. I do need to get that.
I don't know why I do that corny clap in a circle. You know where I got it from?
What?
Remember, Living
Oh.
Color? There was like three snaps in it.
It is good
I'm
to
old.
have you. It is good to have you here. I've been wanting to have you back for a long time. And just, I had such a great time with you on your podcast. If y'all haven't checked it out, please make sure to go and follow her and check out her podcast that she's doing. She has like some really great guests on, very topical pop culture nerd stuff. Now, so you are I guess you consider yourself a blurred, right?
Yeah. Other people usually call it corny. That's what they called it back then. Oh, you so corny. I'm like, no, it's a new term now. We prefer to be called blurred. Every decade or so, something isn't PC. I'm like, don't call me corny. That's not PC. I'm a
You're a
blurred.
blurred. So a blurred stands for
Yeah.
black nerd,
Yes.
right? Now, I could also consider myself a blurred. My black card got pulled. I think it might be revoked. I don't exactly know what happened. What's up, Miss
How's
Notch?
that possible?
Some things went down. Some things went down, and so
Girl,
I have my black card got pulled. But I also consider myself a blurred. Thank you very much. And hey, Joseph. For those of you who are just getting here, we have Q from Gadgets and Geekery. This is Laptop Shouty. I had her on the show back in the playroom when I had her set up in my laptop, and you just like actually
yeah.
literally saw her on my screen, like this, like, "Hi, how are you?" We've
Yeah.
upgraded since then.
Started from the bottom, now we
Right,
here.
exactly. We have upgraded since then. I hope you guys can hear like both of us okay because I am not monitoring this. So somebody has to tell me if something goes wrong, if it's not quite right. Um, I'm just gonna like jump in with like the biggest thing. We'll talk about you and talk about your other stuff. But I really, really wanted you to come on. And the reason that I like hit you up last minute, like Sunday, like, can you do this? Can you come on Tuesday? Is because of friggin' Chadwick Boseman. Because Chadwick
Yeah.
Boseman passed. And, we had this whole, like, I'm wearing this shirt. Let me just stand up so y'all can see it. I'm wearing this Dora Milaje shirt, Dora Milaje trainee,
Yeah.
which is this cool shirt that she did for the first Black Panther, well, the first and only Black Panther
Yeah.
uh, movie. And so, there's like this love for this character that we never really quite thought. Like, I never really expected to see Black Panther like on the big screen
Mm-mm.
ever. Like, it was just something that was like relegated to the comic books. I know him mostly from Storm, and the X-Men and that
Yeah.
relationship. Like, that was my introduction, but I know you are like more well versed in Black Panther as a character. So like, how important was it for you to see Black Panther like come to fruition on the big screen?
But see, that's the thing. Black Panther wasn't. always at the forefront for me because when you go to the comic book store before the movie
Right.
even dropped, before he even was in the Avenger movie, all of that. So you go in the comic book store, you have everything displayed out, hardly any black comic book characters, whether it's mainstream or indie, and you surely didn't see any Black Panther on
Right.
display. So it was just like you really had to do a deep dive if it just hadn't been in your life since you were a kid. So we know Avengers been in our life since kids, X-Men been in our
Yeah.
life since kids, and then Black Panther or what is it God dog it I can't even think of it. Basically, that stuff just popped up just
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when this dropped, it was just like, hold the presses. What are they doing? Is this serious? Am I dreaming? Is this one of those fake trailers? You know how they do when people make fake trailers and all this fan what
Like
is it
yeah,
fan
yeah,
pics and
like
stuff. So I was
the
like, it's not real. So then it was real. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then people started to research then, and then sales started, and because I got all of my Black Panther comic books off of eBay, I was like, it's
wow.
cheap.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm just like, it's a good thing that it fell on us like this because we needed it. It was like a thirst you didn't know what you need to
Yeah.
quench your thirst, and there it is. And I'm like, I am so fulfilled.
Yeah. And and it's like I went to the theater in Times Square, like opening night to
Hmm.
see it, and like that experience of going to the theater, everybody was like dressed in like kente cloth,
Oh
and I mean it was like it made me want to cry. Like it was like that
yeah.
beautiful of an experience, and it was all types of people. I mean it were all types of people that were
Hmm.
representing, and that were really there for the
Hmm.
film, and that's the thing that really struck me most was that all of the people who were excited to see the movie. It wasn't just black people that were excited to see the
Hmm.
movie. It's comic
Mm-mm.
fans that were excited to see the movie.
Yeah, yeah. And then so what the I hate to bring up negativity, but the only negative part of that was people that's like, why are they acting like this? Why it's just a movie? I'm like, dude, okay, so this is where you need to take a seat because people do the same thing as Star Wars
Yes,
movies. They come
exactly.
in full regalia.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So yeah,
So that's when I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. You're dancing on the line of
right.
racist at this point because how can you not bring those two circumstances together and say, oh, okay, it's the same thing, or not even think about it. It shouldn't even be a thought afterthought. It's
Right.
just what it is. It's
It's
the
just what it
fandom.
is. It's
Yeah.
fans. It's fans. And I know that Chadwick Boseman has a vast catalog, and I know that he was really a great actor. He really was. He's
Oh
beyond
yeah.
Black Panther.
This is how you know you're gonna be great. If you ever get a spot on Law and Order at any point in your career, oh, you've been made it. You're gonna make
Wait,
it. Because he was on Law and Order.
wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I live in New York, and I know some trash actors that have been on Law and Order, so I'm not naming
You
any
gotta have more
names.
than three speaking lines. You gotta be in at least four
Okay, all
scenes,
right,
and
all
he
right.
was.
Because I'm like, I know some trash ass actors that have been on Law and Order, and I don't know what they're doing now. So,
Yes, girl. That's why I say, it doesn't matter. People, I used to even use the phrase Johnny come latelys, but I'm like, people didn't recognize his greatness until Black Panther. But I'm like, if you've seen the brother's work, you know he was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm like, he really hit the ground running. I guess that was 2013. That's when he did what was that,
mm-hmm.
42? Was that 2013?
uh,
Yeah, and then it's just like his star just started shooting and then it was
yeah. I mean,
gone.
it's like it's one of those things where with black male actors more so, I think than female actors. It's like there's like one. There's one or
Mm,
two that are allowed to be like the big deal at the time. So it's like there's Denzel,
mm.
okay. Then there's Jamie Foxx, okay.
Oh,
Then there's
yeah.
Will Smith,
Yeah.
okay. So you have these moments in time where the one black actor is allowed to shine, and it's a shame that he's really gone too soon because he had so much more work to do, you know?
Yeah. It's stuff in transition now. I can never pronounce it, but you know the story about the black samurai. He was doing
Oh,
that. That was
really?
in the
I didn't
works.
know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just like, who's going to fill his shoes? Not that anybody can
Right.
replace him, but when you and you know, as fans, we do this all the time. We like, even with comic book characters, because I'll never let it die. When they let Haley Berry play Storm, I'm like, who the hell said that? Who
Okay.
made that call?
Right. That is never okay. That was never okay. That will never be okay to
Yeah.
me. First off, she ruined two comic book characters for me. One was Storm, and the other one was that other movie that I do not speak of.
Catwoman.
Yes. That
Feline
the
female. That's
feline
what we'll call it.
female movie. That was some bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was not
Yeah,
okay.
so if it's never played up to our dreams and our expectations, it'll never be right. So with him, we have already sat at the table of Chadwick Boseman. To get somebody else to come to the table, I don't know. I just don't know how it's going to
So
work.
okay, so speaking of this, her black card is gone for good. Let me just hit up some of these messages real quick. These I'm
Okay.
good, Joseph. My black card is apparently gone for good. Miss Notch has put it in the shredder. Justin D says they're honoring Chadwick with a statue in Fortnite. Really? That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, no. Big Rob thought he was on drugs. No, he wasn't on drugs. Yeah, it was cancer, unfortunately.
A lot of people said that, people have that knee-jerk reaction. So when it all those pictures started coming out of him, looking,
Yeah,
depleted, I was just like that never even entered my mind. My first thing was I've had people that have been severely sick
yeah.
in my life, in my journey in life. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I hope he
Yeah.
okay. That's
When I
all I
saw
said.
him in that 21 Bridges movie, um, I
Mhm.
was like, huh. And I never thought that it was because first off, if it's drugs, like people aren't giving you roles like that. Like you're not getting roles like that
Oh,
if you're
because you're a
yeah,
liability.
you're not getting
Yeah.
roles like that. So I was like, he looks sick, but with actors, you never know. Like, Christian Bale lost a
Oh,
million
yeah.
pounds, for his roles. And so,
Yeah, the
yeah,
machine.
so
Yeah.
so actors do that. So I was like, well, maybe it's just for a role. Like that's what I thought. Clearly that wasn't the case. Hey
Yeah.
Trevorn.
Yeah.
Um, so of course, with his passing and with it being with him all of his other work aside, which is considerable, but
Hmm.
just putting his other work to the side for a moment, um, immediately the first thing that people want to ask and talk about is replacing him, or the thought of
Hmm.
replacing him, or the fact that they don't want him to be replaced like he is our Black
Hmm.
Panther. I have my thoughts on
Hmm.
this. Before I say what my thoughts are, I would like to know what your thoughts are on it.
I actually reached out to another Instagram
Okay.
homie when it all went down. I was like, and she's kind of connected in the entertainment business when it comes to comics and
Hmm.
movies and stuff like that. So I was like, wow, my thought is, it's just all knee-jerk reaction. People think that people have wrote a thesis on when they say things. They just say
Yeah.
it. So I'm just like, I wonder, do you know if they started filming yet? And if they have, like,
They
how are they
haven't
going to
started
do it? Even
filming.
when, what is it, Brandon Lee and
Mm-hmm.
The Crow. I'm like, the people in the industry are thinking about that. So it's just natural to
Yeah.
think about that. So she was like, you know what? I don't know. So I was like, yeah, and that's when it started like a tailspin and like, okay, if they have, how are they going to finish it out? If they haven't,
They haven't.
who in the hell do they think could
They
play the
hadn't started
role?
filming.
Like, I can't fathom
Yeah.
anybody.
Okay. So, but do you think, even if you can't fathom anyone at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about Denzel's son the other day. That was a name that came up. I'm not mad at that.
I'm kind of mad at that. I like him, but you got to think about the shoes you're filling. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you have Beyonce gonna perform, I don't know, Aretha Franklin
Hmm.
song, right? And then somehow last minute Beyonce can't do it, and then you go get, I don't know, I don't want to put nobody's
I was
name out
like,
there,
who you
just
gonna
some
say?
some newcomer, some minuscule singer. And I'm like, no, goddamn it, I was wanting to hear some pipes, they're not gonna fill the shoes. You need to get somebody adequate or surpassing
I
their
hear
talent.
you, but people are like, we should not have another Black Panther because Chadwick Boseman was the only Black Panther we could have. I reject that because I'm like, because it is such an important character and because, the whole, Wakanda and the fact that they are an advanced race and they have an advanced world that they're from, technologically advanced, the fact that we're seeing black people up here versus down here having to pull ourselves up from our bootstraps, or we're downtrodden, so then therefore we become great. Like, fuck that. It doesn't have to be like that all the time. And so Black Panther is something that is like, you see like black people's greatness, and the
Mm-hmm.
potential for that. So I think that that imagery is very important to have. And to just like write it off
Oh,
like we can never have another Black Panther, I just think is a bit short sighted.
yeah, and to speak to that, well, not at length, but to speak to it, I saw a post on the Party Nerds
Okay.
Instagram today. So they posed a question like, for the Black Panther franchise, should they continue to make Black Panther? Should they pass the mantle on to Shuri as the next Black Panther? Or what did they say the third? Or should they bring back Killmonger? I was like, that's a stretch.
You know what? I thought for a second I thought that it would be possible for them to bring back Killmonger for him to be Black Panther, but I'm like, nah, no. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where the comic book character is the character. He's an
Hmm.
actor who played the character. We've had
Yes.
many Batman people playing Batman. We've
Hmm.
had many people playing Superman. And these are characters that should be represented and should be shown and should be out there. And I think it would be sad just to let that go. I mean, sure, Shuri could take over. So that's one of the things that has been put forward is that in the comics, apparently, Shuri, his sister, took over the mantle of Black Panther. She became like the female Black Panther or something. I don't
Hmm.
know about that because I don't really, like I said, my knowledge of Black Panther is a bit limited, just based on like the X-Men and Storm being my favorite, and those comics. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's just that would I feel that would be a stretch because there's a time period or a span of time before she actually became the Black
okay,
Panther. In some of the series that I have, uh, I don't remember how it happened, but she was in a coma and she ended up coming back through. And I forgot what her name was, what they called her. It was not the Oracle, but that's what I'm thinking basically. Like she came back, her hair was white and all this other stuff. Like she had learned all the knowledge from the ancestors, yada yada yada. Um, but she did become the Black Panther. Now that's a lot of time to skip
right. We only saw
to
one
give
Black
it to
Panther
her. Yeah.
movie, so I'm like,
Hmm.
now we're gonna get a female Black Panther. That doesn't feel right to me because we haven't fully explored
Yeah.
T'Challa.
Yeah. Unless they go, oh, T'Challa decided to, when he branched off to work with the
Right.
Avengers and, help them save the world. But I'm still like, that's a stretch too. He did a lot of back and forth in with the, Kingdom of Wakanda and, to strike out
Yeah.
on his own. So I'm just like, I don't know how they would even write that.
But
I don't
we
know.
were supposed to get, like they teased Namor,
Yeah.
so like that whole thing and the idea of, you know, doing like Marvel's version of like Aquaman versus, versus Black
Yeah.
Panther or whatever, like that would be kind of cool. So,
Yeah. Because that even played out beautifully in the comic books, like the war between Wakanda and Namor and all his soldiers. And I'm just like, that well, be
right.
beautiful.
So
But
I think I would like to
to
see
go,
that.
yeah, I guess I would have to mull it over some more to think about which actor could do that. Because like when you said about the Superman and the Batman, and every time the actor wasn't good enough, it outshined the fact if the movie was good or not. I'm just like, this brother is blowing it. Oh, I can't even get into the movie because I'm like, he
But it
sucks.
also has to do with the writing. And so I think when you're looking at
Yeah.
DC's stuff, and especially Batman in particular, Like George Clooney really should have been a great Batman slash Bruce Wayne, but the writing and the directing and that whole business was just terrible.
And the
And the
costume.
costume. That whole thing was just terrible. So if you're looking at like the actor, you're like, damn, you're casting George Clooney as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Like, sign me up for it. And then you look at it and you're like, damn, that was rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to think about
Okay,
that a little
all
bit
right.
longer because even with people just thinking about fantasy stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm not. I don't think we should bring Killmonger
Right.
back, but how can we reposition Michael B. Jordan to be
But
the Black
see,
Panther?
but see,
You know what? He's so loyal and upstanding. I don't even think he
I
would
don't think he
do
would
it.
do it either.
Just as a moral
I
standing.
don't think he
Yeah.
would do it either. Von D is saying Killmonger isn't dead. Um, no, I mean I don't think he's dead either. But I don't know how he would transition into being the Black Panther in a movie though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Trevorn says
Yeah.
easy parallel universe.
Mm?
But then,
Then that would throw
right?
everything else out of whack. I don't need
I'm like,
that.
we have a whole like thing that's set up for like 15 years of Marvel movies.
Yes.
So I don't know how that works.
I'm just like, don't come telling me, okay, y'all, we're gonna do Earth
Right,
562.
right,
Like, no, 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 because now the whole cast can change, and I'm not trying to have it.
right. Me either. I'm like, no. Okay, so I wanted to show. I'm gonna switch real quick to this. You're still on. So
Okay.
this is Shuri as the female Black Panther, which is kind of badass. I mean, this is really
Yeah.
kind of badass. So I'm not like opposed to this situation. I just think it's too soon, but that's badass. Like that would be like a great cosplay situation.
Mm-hmm. Because even one of the covers that I have, let me see if I can find
Okay.
it right quick.
All right, she's gonna. I switched off of you, so go ahead and search to your heart's content. Um, um, so Robert Pattinson might work. Very funny, Rob. No, we are not doing a CGI face technology. As much as I love those deep fakes, I can't get with that. I cannot get with that at all. Cannot get with that at all. Right. I mean, I already have a problem with them doing CGI and taking people that have passed away and putting them
Hmm.
back into things like
Yeah, it's like slaving them. Like,
like
let them
what in the
rest.
world? If I see Tupac do one more damn performance,
Yes. Oh, I didn't have that cover, but I thought I had the cover. That is so beautiful. Of
oh
Shuri
wow, that
and
is
Black Panther.
beautiful. Wow.
And it looks like a Koye,
It
really.
does.
But yeah.
That's awesome though. So yeah, so
Yeah.
this is her like in action, which is kind of cool. And this is actually her against Namor, which is like badass just to see that. Leilani, what's up? Hey, Wycom. So I know some people came in. I'm sorry if I missed your entrances as you came in. So yeah. So I guess she had her own like comic cover, which is kind of cool. Her own comic and
Yeah.
all.
I think that's the one I was trying to find where she was like sitting with the Panthers around her.
No,
Is that
this
the
is
one
just
you're
a
talking
just
about?
a cover of her face. So
Oh, okay.
so yeah. So it's so
Yeah.
it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum. I think they're definitely gonna have to figure it out because that's money that they're leaving on the table, and I know that they're not gonna want to leave money on the table. At the same time, you do need to
Yeah.
respect, the man who was there. You know,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're talking emotionally. It is money. It's business at
and
the end
it's
of the
great
day.
entertainment too.
So
Like, I can't
yeah,
imagine that he would have wanted there to be no more Black Panther after him. Like that's,
Yeah, because the greatness that came after that, like he was like, I didn't expect all of this. Like when you watch his interviews, but then he thinks about what a film of this magnitude means to the
right.
community, because like you said, it showed a different image than the image that the world will portray about
Right.
Black
It's
people.
not a Luke Cage. It's not
And
a Black Lightning. It's like its own thing. I mean, it's
regal,
regal.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know. Like you probably sometime in your life you've run across people that black people that you like they are so it's just an essence about them, a regal essence. Like forever in my life, my um I guess the person I look up to as a woman before even Michelle Obama hit the scene was Felicia
Yes.
Rashad. Just the way she carried herself. And it has nothing to do with Chadwick, but since I was a little girl watching the Cosby Show, I was like, that woman, I can feel it through the
Yeah.
screen that she knows her worth and how to carry herself, and she just spoke
Yeah.
empowerment to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
And that's I think that's what people got from Chadwick. Like he was a down brother. You know, you see he had the swag
yeah,
the
he
way he would
did.
move, but he still had eloquence about him.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's a shame and it is a great loss and I'm so sorry to his family and everyone. I mean his friends and all of us as well because like we did lose a lot
Yeah.
there. Um, Speaking of, you did this amazing tribute to him with your artwork. So those of you who may not know, um, Q here, she is a graphic artist and an artist and has done some really cool stuff. So she doesn't just like design stuff like this, but she's also drawing and you're doing like some painting and stuff as well, right? And digital art. So she did this
Hmm.
really cool tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And this is like really, really beautiful. Like, how did you decide that this is, first off, what, like, I know, I guess I know what inspired you to do it, but like, how did you get to the
Hmm.
space where you sat down and did this?
Okay, so when I heard about it, it was actually on what was it, Saturday morning. So I guess the news dropped that Friday
Mm-hmm.
evening that he had
Right.
passed. So I didn't know. So I wake up, I check my text messages when I wake up, and my friend, when I was in radio, she sent me a text. She was like, I know how much you love comic books, and I know how much you love Chadwick, but I just want to tell you that he passed away. And it was like, I just said it again. It felt like I had something rising in my throat. And it was like everything went boom, like, the sound dropped out. And I was like, people think that's weird to say that you could have that connection to somebody that you've never met when they
Right.
pass away. But it was just, I don't know what it was. Like I said, he made you feel like he was
Yeah.
tangible and you wanted to see him excel and do great things. So I was like, God, dog it. And I was sick this weekend, so I was like, pull it together because you don't need to take yourself
Right.
over the top. So I just kept thinking about it, and I'd be doing something else, and I'd think about it, and I'd work on some other project. It just kept coming back to me all day long. So I say, I should do something just to make me feel
Yeah.
good. I was like, where I think about, him as a person, what he did for the community, um, how strong a person got to be going through something like that and
Right.
nobody
And to
knows.
still be doing
Um,
movies and stuff, still be working.
yeah, and smiling and doing interviews, and you just hear about celebrities that just chew people up, like just because they had a
Yeah.
bad day. Everybody has a bad day, but I'm like, this man was having a bad day for
4 years.
years, and it never shined through. So that should speak to people too, because I don't know what's going on in your life. You shouldn't just chew me out or cuss me out or treat me like
Right.
garbage, whether you're famous or not.
Absolutely.
But so, I didn't got off
No.
course. But
It's all good.
anyway, so I said I want to do something to show my gratitude for him sharing his talent with me and the rest of the world. So I took I took a couple of pictures offline that I found, and I said, okay, what am I trying to do here? I want to zoom in on his humanity. So those eyes,
Yeah.
being that close to his eyes, that's why I say it's something behind those eyes, just eloquence, regal, thoughtful, just
Yeah.
human. So I said, okay, this is the perfect picture. So then I said, well, what do I want to do with this picture? So basically, like I was saying, he was so multifaceted. That's kind of what this picture represents because it's like the shattered
Yeah.
glass and it's different going a pull between forward and the background of the images and colors bleeding through cracks. So that's what I just wanted to have it reflect his multifaceted
I
personality and
mean, it's
talent.
just beautiful. Like when I saw it, I mean, like it really took my breath away. Like seeing it,
Hmm.
like really like made me like I'm like tearing up like right now just because it's like I
Hmm.
see the love that you put into it, that you put into the piece,
Hmm.
and it's just such a great choice of image and what you did with it. Like it's very strong, very strong.
Yeah. And I just wanted something that looked powerful, just how his presence felt to me. I didn't
Yeah,
know him personally, but just what he invoked on screen in life, what he brought out of other people. Because you watch videos and photos that he's taken with other people, and he got the good out of
yeah,
people. So I don't know. I hope I accomplished that. I just knew what him walking this earth did
yeah.
for me.
You know, you absolutely did. You
Hmm.
absolutely did. And I think we all can relate. Justin says he definitely can relate to, seeing someone that you don't really know, but you feel like you know them.
Hmm.
And when they're gone, you lose something. I felt that with Prince. I know Justin felt that with Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
Like, these are people who have impacted our lives, and you feel it. You feel it. Like, I was up
Hmm.
late that night, and so I got the notification. I was still awake, and it came across my phone.
Okay. I wanted to read
Okay.
something that somebody posted online. I just need to find it real quick. And it was in regards to people that have grief for people they've never
Okay.
met. And I was like, that was so perfect. That was well timed and perfect. Let me see if
Yeah,
I can
take
get
your
that.
time. Take your time. Hey, Scott. How's it going? How's it going? Miss Notch says that speaks volumes right there. Absolutely it does. And Miss Notch trying to hold back tears. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because even when like our civil rights leaders
Yeah,
pass away, it's just like you never knew those people, but you knew what they did
right.
for you and people like you. Yeah. And if they never even walked this earth, where would we
Right.
be?
Absolutely.
Let's see. Okay, so I found it. It's on melanin and mental health on their
Okay.
Instagram. It says why we grieve people we've never met. Number one, their work helped us to get through a difficult time in our lives. Number two, their work inspired our dreams and goals. Number three, they modeled possibility. Four, their death triggers our grief of previous loss. And number five, their passing activates our fears around death.
Yeah.
So that last one kind of hit me because I was like, "Ooh!" It sent me back a couple of years because when Aaliyah died, oh, that crushed me because we were about the same age and I was seeing all the potential and the great things she was doing with her life, and then it made me have a personal reflection. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Not to compare ourselves, but I'm like, don't. Time
Yeah.
is limited. You just never know. I could hang up this call with you, Lola, and that'd be end, and with you, where whatever you believe in, if you get to the other side and they say, "Hey, did you accomplish what you set out to do?" and you're like, and they're like, "You know what?
Right.
Limbo for your ass because we gave you time and you wasted it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, he was just 43, I mean, that's,
yeah. And I don't care. I'm 41, so then that spoke to me again. We're in the same, bracket of age, and I was just like, "Come on,
yeah.
Q." And he was doing it with a what much heavier
Yeah.
load than you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it definitely does make you think and think about what you're doing and think about what you want to do. The whole thing with this whole pandemic and the fact that, all of us have been like forced to be still and forced to deal with ourselves. It's like that's been a huge thing just for me in that like my work is gone. My work is
Hmm.
gone and it's been gone for a while. Um, I know it's impacted you. You have a daughter that you're having
Hmm.
to deal with that,
Oh.
and have her not.
Mhm.
It's just a different world. It's a different world right now.
Yeah,
So you guys are doing all right with all that?
yeah. That's why I say you don't have to be doing anything, and that was a misconception when the quarantine started. oh, you should be doing something, you should be doing everything. Da, 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 da. Like, no, you should do what you feel
Right.
comfortable with doing, but don't get in the sludge of, it's easy to get
Yeah.
depressed right now. You don't get sludge in the sludge of that. Take your time with it and write up a plan if you want to do something. And so that's what I did. I'm baby stepping
Fair
it,
enough.
Lola. I'm like, I wrote up a plan, but I'm like, I'm not going, like they say, hustle hard. Like, no, I'm not a hustle hard person. I know that about myself. I'm a hustle like a baby. Okay, baby steps. So,
Oh my god.
so you just gotta, keep moving towards your dream, whatever that is, to be a better person, to lose weight, to save $1,000. I don't know, just or shit, be as big as Chadwick, but you gotta have a plan and you gotta just keep
Yeah.
moving.
So you you're
Yeah.
doing so when we first talked like a while ago when you were on before, you have your website gadgetsandgeekery.com.
Mhm.
At that time you were doing like a storefront and like a vlog situation.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of morphed into you doing podcasts now. So, how did you get
Hmm.
into podcasts? Why did you want to get into podcasts? And how are you enjoying it?
Okay. So I'm so bad with numbers and years, but I think it was back in 2014. I was working in radio. I wasn't on air. I was behind the
Okay.
personalities. So I was like, I feel like I have something to say because I would talk to a couple of guys in my office about, comic books, movies, books, uh, streaming shows, whatever. That was our water
Yeah.
cooler talk. So I was like, well, I do this at work, and it seems like I'm having fun. Everybody else is having fun. Maybe I should branch this out and have fun with everybody else. I mean, I can't hear what they're saying, but they can hear me and, chime in if they want to leave a comment or
Right.
reach out to me. So I said, okay, let me try this. So I would get off of work at 5:30 and then I would still be at work with my laptop and all my software or whatever. And then I would shoot my podcast in my office
Really?
at the radio station. Hmm. So a lot of like the software I use, like
Mm.
Audacity to edit software, I learned it because of radio. So I was like, okay, so let me try that. Then I would get home to like 8 p.m. at night.
Damn.
So I had a whole like intricate, like I love lists. I'm a stickler, I mean, I look like one, but I'm a admin genius. So I would have like these very strict lists and very strict platforms, and I would write these long because I was reading on air because I didn't have it was just me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to do my research, write it down, keep it kind of fluid, and then just read into the mic. So I was like, oh my god, this is a lot of work doing all this research. So I think I did like 4 podcasts, and then I just stopped.
Okay.
And I was kind of sad about that, but I was like, I'm exhausted. I can't be doing this the right way
Yeah.
because I'm so exhausted. So I stopped, shelved it for years. So I want to say because of the pandemic, I was like, what else are you doing? I mean, I'm working from home, but I was like, what else are you doing? Why not do that? Because I would have my rides home from work, to work and from work with my friends from college. They live in other states.
Okay.
So it took me like an hour and a half to get to work, and we would talk that whole time, like about geek shit, movies, relationships, politics, all this other stuff, and just nonstop talking all the way to work. I'd
Right.
be late to work, but like, girl, I'm supposed to walk in at 9 o'clock. It's 9:15. I gotta let you go. So, so then we were like, okay, girl, I call you at work. What time you get off? I get off at 5:30. Bitch, don't call me 5 minutes before 5:30. And so, get back in the car. And we'll okay. Where did we leave off? We were talking about Trump stinking ass. Okay, girl, let me hit it. So so then we would talk about, whatever was going on or what had happened, transpired throughout the day while we was at work. We saw on CNN or whatever. And then all the way back home, had a conversation. So I was like, if I could put a microphone in my car while we talk about this shit, people were like, these bitches is crazy.
Right.
And I use that loose because I'll be talking to my homeboy too, that's in Virginia. So I'm like, yeah, we would just go at it, like, conversations, easy flow,
Right.
whatever. So I was like, I want to do that with the friends that I've made on Instagram. And 10 or 15 years ago, that may have sounded weird to me. Your friends on
I
Instagram, internet
know,
friends,
right?
those are not your friends. I'm like, no, Lola, how long have I been knowing
I
you? About 2 or 3
know.
years?
Yes.
Yeah. I have other friends I've been knowing about 5 years off Instagram, and I do consider them
Right.
friends.
I'm like everybody that's in
It's
this
really not.
chat. I'm like I feel like I know them.
Yeah, yeah. So I said, I'm going to reach out to those people that I've acquired
Yeah.
over the years, and then let them tell their stories through on my podcast. And it didn't have to be straight and stringent about comic books. We are people. We are whatever you are, people of color. When they are, we are wives, husbands, sons, daughters, gay, lesbian, in the kink. What we have so many we multifaceted.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to talk about all those facets. So that's what we did. So
It's
I have season one down. I did 16 episodes, I guess,
wow.
and I think season two I'm supposed to do that in October. So it's going pretty well.
That's cool. That's cool. Like I had such a great time when I came on your podcast, and I mean, we're just able to talk anyway, so it's like I feel like it's kind of cheating a little bit because we get
Yeah.
along so well.
Yeah.
Like if we lived in the same state, it would be like all over. If we lived in the same state, it would be like a wrap.
Like Lola, girl, I got the bottle, bitch. What time do I come over?
Right. So so it would be like a complete wrap, but like we get along very well, so I had such a great time on your podcast. So I was wondering if if that's just you and you're just able to talk to everybody and that's just kind of the rapport that you have with people overall, or if it's like is it
Yeah, girl. Okay, so it depends on the day you ask me. More days than not, I'd be like, I hate people. People is trash. People can suck it. But to tell you the truth, like deep down, I love talking. I just love running my
right?
mouth. Like even my husband would like I don't really leave the house that much now, but when we did, we'd be at Target, girl, and somebody be on the aisle with like a baby registry, and they be talking to, I don't know what to get, what should I get? And here go my ass on the aisle behind him. I walk
Oh
always, girl, let me tell you
no.
something. That bitch don't need all that. She needs some diapers and some formula.
you
And then we would start a
you're
conversation.
one of those. I can't.
I am one of those. But see, I'm not one of them kind of people. You're like, bitch, no one was talking to
Right.
you. I don't know what it is. People talk to me. And then, and I'm talking to the lady, well, what kind of diapers? I don't know what I'm buying. Da, da, da. Like now I'm an employee of Target.
Right, exactly.
But that's everywhere. Like I remember when I lived in Atlanta, I went to a listening party for Dwelle or something like that. And my homegirls couldn't go, whatever. I still went to the club and went to the listening party. So I'm all by myself. And so I see a group of girls in like this booth, like the velvet chairs around the
Yeah.
booth and the table. And I was like, do y'all mind if I sit with y'all? They was like, no, girl, pull up. So I sat down. It was like five of them. We laughed and talked and sang and danced and drank all night long. And I was like, well, it was real, bitches. And so that's how I always, it's always been like that.
That's
And people don't understand
fantastic.
it. Like you go to clubs by yourself. Like I used to go to clubs with myself all the time. I would go to lounges, like tapas bars, and just sit at the bar and just eat, talk to the bartender, and
Right,
then
but
some
like
dude would
I
come up,
do that
hey,
too. Well, I did
yeah,
coronavirus, but I would go by myself. Like I don't care. I'm like I would like to go and have a cocktail out amongst people, and I just go and sit at the bar and get like some apps, and
yeah,
get a drink or two, and just sit there and talk and people watch and whatever. So there's nothing wrong with
exactly.
that.
And so I would just make up games with people. Like I remember one time in particular, I was like, bitch, I'm going to have me some tapas. Y'all got to work, and I'm not sitting in this house. And when I lived in Atlanta. So I sat at the bar, talked to the bartender. So he started feeding me drinks. Don't worry about it. You cool. Don't
Right.
worry about it. I was like, see, it pays to be
Right.
nice. So
Exactly.
yeah, so this one dude comes up, he sits at the bar. You been laughing with this bartender, you know this? I was like, I don't know him. So he was like, wow, man, you out there like that. I was like, that's just me. So he ended up buying me some drinks. We talked, we laughed, we played games. Like we was like, okay, we just made up lies to people that was at tables. It was like, tell me about these people. And so he was like, girl, she getting ready to divorce him. He don't even know. Like we would just make up stupid lies. So me and him, it was called Buckhead. It was like where all the clubs were in Buckhead.
Okay.
So after we left, we just walked around and went to different clubs and had different drinks. And at the end of the night, we just broke off. Like
What?
it was really nice meeting you.
That was
Yeah,
it? Like he wasn't trying
that
to
was
like,
it.
like slide on
Uh-uh.
in?
I was so shocked, but happily shocked because it was just two people that met up, had a good time, and
That is
dispersed.
cool. I've had
Yeah.
like a couple experiences like that, not that deep where I'm like going out, like going outside of where we just were, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but I did get invited to a barbecue once.
See?
I got it.
The black barbecue,
I
that's a
got
special
invited to the
thing.
barbecue. Oh, Trevorn says the podcast is great.
Oh,
Q.
thank you so much.
And Miss Notch cannot go out by herself like that. She feels weird. Miss Notch, you have to try it. Well, now it's coronavirus, so rules are a
Yep.
little different. Rules.
Yeah. And so a lot of people are like, wasn't that dangerous? Like, boo, I keep a blade in my
Oh
top
shit.
drawer. Right. I do not play. You're gonna pick the wrong one. So so but yeah, but I always, I've been, like I said, I've been cautious,
Yeah.
but I don't let, my fears or whatever stop me from being personable and being with the
Yeah.
people, even though you
Absolutely. I
watch.
mean, you can't live in a space of fear, you know.
Yeah.
So you brought up earlier and you like said it real quick, like in your description of people and like what they're into, and you mentioned kink. So I'm actually gonna
Uh,
go there. Watch the chat. The chat is
child
gonna
is in
like
the house.
perk up. The chat is gonna perk up. So so we talked about before about like anime stuff and anime stuff like hentai stuff,
Yeah.
which those of you who don't know, it's like, animated porn, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so they have these sex dolls. I don't remember if we talked about this before. This is like I'm taking a hard left here, but they
Okay.
have these they have these sex dolls that are
Mhm.
like very lifelike or whatever.
Yeah. Real dolls.
Real
Hmm.
dolls, right. Now, did you look at one or you saw one
I was
like
supposed
in
to
real life?
actually, I was supposed to do a interview with the creators of a company here in Dallas, I mean in
Hmm.
Texas. They are in Austin, so they were supposed to come like drive me down one of the dolls, and then I was supposed to, talk about how real it felt and what it looked like, and was it heavy, like actually giving it the once
Right.
over because my tech, gadgets
It's a
and giggles.
gadget.
So
That's a big
yeah,
ass
yeah.
gadget though.
That's a big ass gadget, but I had a phone interview with a woman, but I never got the doll because something happened,
Okay.
and I had to counsel it or something like that. But anyway, it was a very enlightening conversation, and she and I talked for 2 hours just on the phone about the pros of owning one, like the different types of customers she has that own these and are repeat buyers.
Repeat buyers. I mean, how many do you need though?
Hmm? You can be a player in your own world. You got your own ranch.
Yeah.
You got a bunny ranch.
I'm just like, I mean, no judgment because I'm like, I'm very much to each his or her own and whatever floats
But
your
Lola,
boat.
what if somebody asked you, well, why do you need so many of them Wonder Women? Isn't one good enough?
You're
So
right.
it's like a collection.
You're right. You're right. But that's a big thing though. Like my Wonder Woman dolls on average are like this big. So, I mean, I don't know about like a whole other person in my apartment, like times three.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But see, it was so intricate. Like it had a whole like casing situation that you hang up in your closet, and it was just in the case in your closet, just tucked away.
Now, have you seen Upload on Amazon?
Yes,
Did,
I I've seen a couple of episodes. I'm not gonna say I
you
finished it.
haven't seen the whole. You didn't like it?
Did I finish it? Wait a minute. I did finish it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I think I do remember the final scene. I was like, I knew it. But yeah, I did watch it, but it wasn't that great.
I loved it. I loved it.
It was a good premise, but
I loved it just because of like the world that we live in, and a lot of things are very virtual, and we find ourselves in virtual scenarios, virtual
yeah,
situations, even if it's just talking to somebody like this, texting, sexting, all of that stuff.
yeah,
To me, it was topical and it spoke to me in that way, even all the way up to the point where she was having sex with with the
Yes,
guy
girl, that was a whole
to
ordeal.
put the
I was like, no,
suit
but
on.
we're not gonna have fun. It's too much work. I'm sweating.
Justin D dug it. I liked it too. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Where are my glasses? My glasses are in my bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know what I can't pinpoint what it was missing. It was just missing something. Um, I don't know.
Okay.
But it was a great premise. I like the idea of it, but I'm like, that's how freaking selfish we are. Like, no, I know humans have a limited time
Right.
here, but not
But
me.
not
I have
me.
the money. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think it's fascinating. I'm like, you know what? You can upload my ass to the cloud. Put me in the cloud. I'm not done. Put my ass right in the
Mm-mm.
cloud. I'm fine with it.
What if that's what I say? I don't know what everybody believes, but what if you was on your way to heaven and then he was like, nope, upload it, and then all the shit you did in upload when that shit finally crashed, you going straight to hell. Like you had your opportunity, but all that shit you did in upload got you a one-way ticket to hell.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah. So where are you
Girl, I just keep thinking about
so
stuff.
what are you doing now? Like I know you're doing your I know you're doing your podcast. Like what is it that you want to see yourself doing? Like in the I'm not going to get like too futuristic with you, but
Mhm.
like, let's say the pandemic is done, we're all good, we can go back out and be our normal selves again. Like what does Q want to do?
Um, I would actually, because whether outside is open or not, I have come into the stage in life where I am a hermit crab. So I would still be in the house, mainly because I'm trying to get back into this art thing. I'm currently now, I can't talk too much about it, but I'm currently working on a graphic novel
That's
for a
awesome.
writer. So I was like, it's a big undertaking, but my dream has always been to be an artist since I was
Right.
5 years old. So I'm like, is this for real? Is this happening? Well, let me just jump. I'm gonna tell her, everything. This is the first time I did a children's book, but I haven't done something this, elaborate,
Wow.
uh, in detail. But she was like, I'm cool. We'll take it slow. We'll do it. We just, so do your thing. I like your style. Do your thing. I said, okay.
That's fantastic. So
So, and then
someone
with,
else is writing it and you're doing the artwork for it?
yeah, it's already written. I just have to draw it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. So sometimes I sweat a little. I'm like, I can't do this. What the hell is wrong with me? So, but then other times I'm like, just take it slow, just one panel at a time.
Right.
Yep. And then, with that Chadwick picture, I was like, that sparked something. And, oh, to attach on to that, Michael B. Jordan uploaded a video with Issa Rae when somebody asked her, who are you rooting for at the awards? And she said, everybody black. He did a photo montage, and it was so crazy. I just told, because I had no adults to talk to in the daytime. I told my daughter, I said, I know what my next series is going to be after doing the Chadwick piece. But Michael B. Jordan had put up that collage of black uh,
Mhm.
actors and performers, and I was like, this man was reading my mind because that's basically what my series was going to be. It's going to. I'm just latching everything in because I had my diagnosis with vertigo, so I'm doing a collection called
Oh,
Vertigo, and just the
sweet.
whole,
So let me
yeah,
just
the
tell them really
premise of it.
quickly. So we weren't quite sure. She got like this vertigo thing that happened like yesterday or day before yesterday.
Friday, sorry, Friday, yeah,
So I wasn't even sure if she'd be able to come on here tonight because she was like having vertigo or whatever. So, but I'm glad to see you, and I'm not gonna keep you that much longer. But go ahead,
yeah,
continue.
yeah. So I was like, okay, that's the universe said yes. I think of I don't know what people believe, but
You
I was
see
like, that was a
signs, yeah.
confirmation. Yeah. So I was like, I wanted to do more pieces of influential Black people,
Mm-hmm.
pioneers of whatever craft, and the
Yeah.
newcomers that speak to us on, like he did. So, and I wanted to do it in that same style that I did his piece, Chadwick's piece in, because it's just they're all multifaceted,
No, it's very
and
cool.
I just yeah, it just spoke to me. And I was like, I love so many Black people in the entertainment business that have, and and in civil rights that have did things for me I didn't even know they were
Yeah.
doing. and brought joy to my life and made me cry, made me think, yada yada yada. So I'm excited about it.
I'm so happy to see you doing your artwork. Like, I know when we first met, you were like just starting to get back into
Hmm.
your drawing, and you had
Hmm.
pulled out some stuff and you had posted some stuff on your Instagram of some of your older artwork that you did. I'm like, damn, like she's really good. Like she's really good. So I'm very excited and I'm very happy for you that you're actually doing this. Like a lot of people don't do what they want to do, whether
Hmm.
because they're too scared to do it or whether just circumstances or whatever. So I'm very
Hmm.
happy for you that you're able to express yourself in this way and that you're able to do it like this. I mean, like, I can't wait to see the new pieces that you're going to do, like this Chadwick, the Chadwick piece. Like, I can't wait to see what you're going to do. So it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm rooting you on and all of that. So,
Thank you, girl. And I think about, I it has to be a reason for this because when I was in art school, um, in my 20s living in Atlanta, everything I did, because I went to school for graphic design,
okay.
but my medium was acrylic paint,
Mhm.
like acrylic and oils. So I was like, oh, this stuff is so expensive. And I used to work like huge scale, like wide sticky scale. I was like, oh God, that would cost so much money to do that piece that I did of Chadwick back then.
Right.
But I'm like, I made it to the future.
Yes.
So now I can do digital art and I can just broadcast it to the world.
Right.
Went back to 15, 20 years ago, it was like word of mouth kind of thing. It was the people in your radius that you could sell to or you could showcase your work to or have a gallery show. But like now I can put pieces out faster, more cost effective for
Yeah.
myself. And then everybody, I can get people in Russia, Africa, China, whatever.
It's really is an amazing thing, and like I don't know if I told you this, but my husband is an artist also, and
Oh, you didn't
oh
tell me
yeah,
that.
yeah, he is. So like he draws and paints and all that, and he has an iPad, like an iPad Pro, and the
Oh
pencil
yeah, that's me too.
and the
Yeah.
pencil and like he's such like a sketcher. Like he'll go out and like sketch things and like sit at the bar and do like drawings on the napkins and stuff. But
Hmm.
doing the work on the iPad has opened up like a whole other thing for him because
Exactly.
he can create and it can be like whatever size he wants it to be, whatever size he needs it to
Yeah.
be, and you can easily like change colors and and there's like so
Yeah.
many options and stuff. So it's fun like watching that. So I'm excited for
Yeah.
you and your discovery of all that too.
Yeah. Because another one of my artist friends on Instagram, his name is Saxton Moore. Like he's a big fucking deal. And I just made just casually made friends with him.
Wow.
So he and I were talking about that, just the process of art throughout the last 20
Yeah.
years. And I was just thinking about when you said that your husband can, with the iPad, because that's where I draw
Right.
on my iPad with Procreate.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
what he
like,
uses.
if when I used to do murals for like daycares or bars or whatever, I would have to make it pitch black in that room. Then I had a projector. So I would draw it, 4 by 6 or
Yes.
whatever, throw it in the projector, and then put it up.
Yep.
So now, with so many, it's different levels of technology. So I could now drop that in, whatever the dimension of that wall is, 8 feet tall by 6 feet wide, whatever. Put that in Procreate, draw it, send it off to a printer. There's a company where they do wallpaper. It's like basically wallpaper. It's a
Oh,
sticker,
okay.
and then you just slam it up there. You get tired of it, take it
Right.
down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That is so
So it's
cool.
so many
We
degrees.
have a
Yeah.
question. Have you ever created any characters?
I haven't created any characters in a very long time. And I got so many old sketchbooks. They're probably in a closet or something like that. But yeah, I hadn't created characters since
Oh
college.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because when I was in school, I wanted to go to school for sequential art. And that's basically what comic books are called. It's sequential
Oh
art,
okay.
it's major. Yeah. So I wanted to go to Savannah School of Art and Design. I was like, ooh, this is expensive. So I went to the Atlanta College of Art, which it wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than Savannah. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully you will. Maybe next time we talk, you'll have a character that you created after you've done your graphic novel, after you've done your whole Vertigo art series.
Yes. And that's what I say. I feel like I'm always me and my husband laugh because I think my daughter got the same gene as me. Like I'll do something and then I'll jump from that to something else, and I'll jump from that to something else. And that's just an
It's
artist
yeah,
spirit.
it's just a
Like
creative
you just have to
spirit.
know that. Yes, and I know I try to corral it some, but I'm just like I'm doing gadgets and geekery. I love gadgets and geekery. And I hope to never stop doing it, doing the podcast or whatever. But my passion in life is art. I've been doing it since I was 5.
Yeah,
And I just really want that to be like my career, my life, my love, till the day they put me in the ground.
I love it. Well, I hope that
Mm.
for you too. So you're ridiculously talented, no matter what you touch, whatever, whether it's the podcast or the art. Um, so
Oh,
yes, I'm here for all of it. Here for all of it. I'm not going to keep you. I know you got your stuff or whatever, but thank you so much for doing this. I don't know if anybody else um, had any questions or anything, but I just wanted to thank you for coming. Hello, Latanya. What's going on? I saw some people came in. I'm sorry, I was.
oh, my bestie.
Oh,
That's one. That's one of my road bitches.
oh, really?
We talking on the phone like, girl,
We were.
what?
Just Nash does that jump from one thing, doing one thing and on to the next. I do it too.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's just being like a creative person and like your mind, you're like, oh, but what about this? Oh, but what about that? Or what about this? It's just what it
You
is.
don't want to be stagnant because when you hit a block, a creative block, oh girl, it's like somebody stole your dog.
Right.
Like, what am I doing? You start hyperventilating, you try to make yourself be creative, and then it just looks
That
like
doesn't
trash.
work, right? You
Yeah.
cannot make yourself. I've tried to write like that, like where I'm like, I have to write this, I have to write this, and then it's like, it's nothing. Like I'm rhyming, monster with
Yeah.
fonster. Like it's not, that shit doesn't work.
Uh-huh. Oh man.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, where can people find you? Like just gadgetsandgeekery.com, right? And then the Instagram.
Uh,
So like she's all over, all connected to Instagram and stuff too.
yeah, so I really live on Instagram. You know that.
Yes.
So Gadgets and Geekery. I have Twitter. I'm not really on. I have Facebook. Not really on. Then you can find me on most major streaming platforms at this point. Pandora want to be an ass, but you can find me
So like Apple Podcast, like iTunes, Spotify,
Google.
Google.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that. And you can find me. It's geeky. It's Gadgets and Geekery presents geeky, sexual, and intellectual.
Geeky, sexual, and intellectual.
Yes. And if anybody's interested in the Chadwick piece of art, I have it on Redbubble, and you can find me at it's Artist for Hire, but I think the store name is A4H Designs.
Okay. All right. And but they can get to all that stuff through your Instagram, right?
Yeah, through my Gadgets and Geekery.
Yes. So make sure
Yeah.
to check out her Gadgets and Geekery Instagram. You can find all of her stuff there. She's very active on there. She also has a Discord. I think she would have to invite you to her Discord if you were interested.
Sure.
Her Discord is, like my Discord is lame. Her Discord is like popping, and she has
Whatever, girl. I mean, I think I got 20 minutes to talk about it.
her Discord is like popping. Yeah, geeky, sexual, and intellectual.
Yeah.
Is her podcast. It's her podcast, but her Discord is like popping. She has all sorts of locked channels on there. I don't even know what's on there.
Yeah, it's 21 and up. I'm not trying to answer to nobody's mama, no laws. Keep your ass out.
She has a lot of not suitable for work content over on her on her
Hmm.
Discord. But you have a great community though that you built, which is really cool. Like where did all these people come from?
When every once in a while, but I would post something on Instagram about the Discord, and I always say, you need to DM me because kids be finding them
Right.
ways to get into shit they shouldn't be in.
Nasty
So
asses.
yes, so it was huge at one point, but I noticed there was a lot of people just sitting in there not doing that. They was just lurkers
Yeah.
basically. So I did a clean out. So I think we got about 86 people in there now, but there's like a loyal 20
That's
people.
great.
Girl, they talk, they post. I have a couple of admins. I don't think I've been in there for about a week. Girl, they just keep it going.
Really?
Every once in a while, I'll come there, yeah, and they'll be just, girl, how you doing? Tell me about your life. oh, this happened. Oh, fuck this job. They just be
That's cool though.
everything.
Like, I've struggled with like, like the community aspect, like the community building aspect of it, but you also have like a large Instagram following as well. And you get a lot
Yeah.
of like, comments and people that are engaging with your stuff. Is that just people that you've just cultivated over the time, or just find people that have similar likes as you, just being active?
Well, it's really like an ebb and flow. And what I find is like on Instagram, those big numbers, like when you see a page that have big numbers, it was just cycling or a point in time where I guess Instagram algorithms was showing me on people's
Yeah.
feed or in that search or explore or whatever, and people were just following it because the way it got started. There's a girl on Instagram. She was in a it was another geeky. I can't remember the name, so I haven't been in there so long. It doesn't pop up on my feed, fucking Instagram.
Right.
Anyway, they saw my post and they reposted me on their Instagram. And they was like, hey, she has some cool shit on her page. Go follow her. And it was like overnight, the numbers was just like boom, 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 boom,
Really?
boom. Like I had to turn off my notifications
That's cool
because it was so
though.
many people that started. That was years
Yeah.
ago. So I think I got up to like 62,000. And so now it's at 52, I think. So it's been slowly falling down. And like half the people I follow, I don't see their shit anymore because of
You know what?
Instagram.
I
So
don't
I think, yeah,
either. I don't either. And it
yeah,
pisses me off. And, because there's some artists that I follow that I just really like their work.
mhm,
But I get stupid memes. Like, I get like stupid
yeah,
bullshit posts that I see all the time.
yeah,
And then I have to like search out for somebody, or if I happen to catch their post and I'm like, oh, damn.
mhm.
Like, oh, are they still posting? That happened with an artist I follow the other day. And I'm like, oh, wow, are they still posting? And then I looked, and they post like all the fucking time.
All the
So
time.
it's just,
And
I'm
I
so
think
over
it's
it.
stuff that Instagram trying to do because at that point when they finally pop up and I see them, then I have to turn on post notifications.
Okay, well, I
So
guess
then
I
I'm
have to
like,
do
fucking
that.
Instagram,
But
I don't like getting posts. I don't like getting notifications all
yeah,
day. I just want them to come up like they
right,
used to. They know this is the page that I always frequented. Just show me they shit.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have the numbers, but I don't think people see me anymore, whether to unfollow me, like my post, because I posted a screenshot of a post that I did maybe 4 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. It was of I hate if I mess it up, but I think she was either from the Czech Republic or Russia or whatever. Anyway, she makes these brooches, like they're like sexually explicit
A sexually
brooches.
explicit brooch.
Yeah, so it'll look like like a
Yeah.
flower, but then it'll be like a labia inside of the flower.
What?
Or she does like these, yeah, or she'll do these like luscious lips, but the teeth will be vampire lips. I mean, vampire teeth.
Really?
And it's just all kinds of crazy stuff. So when I reposted her post, like her numbers jumped up. That post itself got like I want to say like 50,000 impressions
What?
and it got like 4,000 likes. I don't hit numbers like that no more because Instagram's algorithm
Yeah.
sucks.
Only time I get like likes is if I'm like half naked or something, and I just, that's how I get likes.
Oh hell no! It's OnlyFans time. God damn!
I gotta
I
show
can't
some
get my
ass
big
to
ass
get a
on this.
like.
Yeah.
Some shit.
If you got it, show it. No, stop.
No, but it's great though, and you're always posting like cool stuff and interesting stuff, and you're always very topical and on top of like pop culture stuff and like what's going on like right now. There are times that I'll see stuff on your page before I even know it's happening. You know?
Girl, I used to be much better at it, but now I have a geek community that I'm a part of. Them bastards be on it like a news
Yeah.
network, and I was like, damn, bitch, I didn't know about
Right.
that. They were like, yeah, flip it, bitch.
Oh my gosh. Well, Miss Notch is like, Justin, you're gonna go try and join, huh?
Well, hey, if y'all send me a DM,
Yeah.
I just need to know you 21 and up, and then you good to go. I'll send you
There
the
you
link.
go. There you go. So yeah. So I will like come through my Discord and just post a thing, like just
Okay,
so people know who you are, so they can hit you up if they would like to join
okay,
your Discord. So you can check them out or whatever. Because
yeah.
I don't really vet people like that. So you might want to. You check that out on your end. I take no responsibility.
Girl, I'll be like, yeah, that's Discord. I put in all the filters and features to keep their ass out. If they got in, your baby's a
Right.
hacker. 'Cause
Oh my gosh. Oh, this has been so much fun. We will have to do this again, like not like 3 years later. I would
oh
love
yeah,
to
girl.
do this more often. So, but thank you so much for coming on, hanging out. I don't know if you have anything else to say. If you do, you have the floor. But if
Uh,
not,
go vote. Go vote,
vote.
everybody. Go vote.
Yes, please.
I don't care if you don't exercise, none of that topical shit. Go vote. You can be fat and
Right.
free.
On that note.
You know my ass. You
You
know
are so
me.
stupid. Oh my god. Thank you, Game Addict. Game Addict says you both look so cute together. Oh my
The corny twins.
god. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Y'all, thank you for hanging out today. Hanging out and chatting with us today. I'm going to log off as well, but please make sure to hit her up. Check out all her stuff, gadgetsandgeekery.com. You can find all of her links there. She's also on my last Instagram post, so you can check that out. Go follow all of her stuff. She's great. And yeah, my Insta homie.
See my child. I
I
can't
just
do
saw,
nothing.
I just saw, I was like, either you got a ghost or,
Like I ain't left. Did I take you? Then I'm here.
oh my gosh. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys. I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.